Hello, and welcome to this week's Healthy Mindset Reset. I'm so glad you're here taking this moment for yourself to breathe, reflect, and reconnect. My name is Heather Monthie. I am the host of this podcast. The Healthy Mindset Reset is a sub series of this podcast where we just take a topic that's related to some of the yoga classes that we do each week and explore it a little bit further. This month is April. It doesn't matter when you're listening to this podcast. It could be December, it could be February, it doesn't matter. But in this month, April 2025, our theme is finding strength in stillness. And what I want to do today is talk about observation over action. The idea that not everything in life needs a reaction. This theme is something we often overlook in a world that pushes us to do more, to fix more, and to respond faster. But there's wisdom in that pause. And thinking about that, just because somebody says something, somebody does something, you have a thought, it doesn't matter what it is. Not every action needs a reaction. Instead, what if you just practice witnessing your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns without judgment? What if you could create just a little more space between what happens and then how you respond to what happens? And maybe what that response is just observation. There's no reaction, there's no response. That space is where your clarity lives. That space is where your strength begins. Let's begin by turning inward. Notice what's happening right now in your body and mind. Just take a deep breath in and let it go. You can even do this if you're driving and listening to this. Just take a deep breath in and let it go. Do that again. Inhale, breathe in deeply through your nose and fill your belly. And exhale it out. Now ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? Now, how should you feel? Just how you are. You're tired, maybe rushed, you might feel calm, you might feel focused. You might feel a little all over the freaking place. Whatever it is, just let it be okay. You don't have to change it, just notice it. This is your inner witness. It's the part of you that can step back and observe without jumping into action or self-criticism. And the more you strengthen this part of you, the more you live from response instead of reaction. Think about that. What is your response rather than your reaction? Okay. And sometimes no response is the response. Let's shift a little bit here. Let's talk a little bit about our mind and our mindset. Think about something that might have triggered you this week or this month or, in your recent history. Maybe it was something small, like a comment, a moment of self-doubt, or someone just cutting you off in traffic. Maybe somebody said something to you in a meeting. Maybe you didn't like the way somebody looked at you. What was your reaction? Did you spiral, stew on it, or snap back? Imagine if you had paused, and maybe you did. Maybe you did pause. Maybe that's part of your journey, is recognizing the growth and that you paused. You didn't suppress it, you just observed it. Oh, I'm feeling annoyed. I'm noticing that I feel tension in my chest. I feel the urge to say something, but I don't have to. Observation helps us slow the emotional charge. You're not ignoring what's real. Those emotions are very real. You're experiencing them, but you're choosing not to be ruled by it. This is power. It's quiet, intentional power. In yoga philosophy, we think about the concept of self-study. So we bring this into our everyday life in a way of practicing becoming so familiar with your inner world that you no longer react out of habit. You respond with awareness. This practice is called svadhyaya. It's the practice of self-study. You start to notice your patterns, the stories you tell yourself, the way your body reacts under pressure, the moments when silence speaks louder than words. It doesn't mean that you avoid action. It means you choose aligned action from a place of clarity and not reactivity. This is how you live more intentionally. This is how you conserve your energy for what actually matters. So, how do you bring this into your daily life? This is really us taking yoga off the mat and bringing it into everyday life. Okay? So how do you do that? Let's talk about a couple of different simple ways that you can strengthen your inner witness and think about choosing observation over action or reaction. Pause before you respond in conversations and texts, even in thought. Think about times that you have a conversation with somebody and you're already thinking about how you're going to respond and they haven't finished their thought yet. It's okay to take a moment when you get an email that you don't like hearing, you don't like reading. It's okay to take a moment before you respond to it. Name that emotion instead of becoming it. I'm feeling frustrated is different from I am frustrated. Okay. So just name that emotion instead of letting it become you. Journal it out. Writing down what you're observing instead of reacting out loud. Writing is a wonderful way to sometimes release emotions, to calm down, to pause before offering up a response to something. Breathe first. Create that space with breath before making a decision. It's okay to breathe. Breathe in. If you've taken my yoga classes, we breathe in nice and deep. We fill our belly, we fill our ribs, we fill our chest, and then exhale it out. It's okay to breathe first to create that space before making a decision. Practice quiet presence. Sit for a few minutes each day in stillness and just observe. This is something that I do frequently, and I will sit in a very public place and just observe. You can go to a restaurant by yourself, sit at the bar by yourself. Go somewhere and just sit. It doesn't matter where it is. And just observe, just people watch, just observe the sights, the smells, the sounds, the temperature. I do this quite frequently, and oftentimes people will come up to me and ask if I'm okay, ask if I'm bored, because it's very rare that you see nowadays somebody just sitting in stillness on a park bench, on a bench in a public facility, at the mall, sitting at the bench in front of the grocery store. It's very rare that you see people just sitting nowadays without them scrolling their phones. And so I think when people see me doing this, they kind of are like, what's going on? But really, it's just practicing that quiet presence and being present, being still, and just observing. The goal here is certainly not perfection. It's never perfection. The goal here is awareness. Because when you are aware, you are in your power. Let this be a reminder that you do not have to react to everything. Not every thought needs to be chased. Not every comment deserves your energy. You are allowed to pause to observe and to respond with strength, clarity, and peace. Let me say that again. You are allowed to pause, to observe, and to respond with strength, clarity, and peace. You are growing every time you choose stillness over struggle, observation over reactivity, and presence over pressure. Let this mindset reset carry you through the rest of your week, with your month, your year, throughout your life, with calm, intention, and confidence. So next week's topic, we're sticking with the theme of finding strength and stillness. And next week's topic is being calm as a performance tool. So we're going to discover how internal stillness and nervous system regulation directly support your physical performance, your mental clarity, and emotional resilience. Whether it's doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're at the gym, if you're hiking, if you're parenting, you're navigating work stress. This is really going to help you understand how calm is not a weakness. It's one of your greatest assets. Talk to you next time. I'm Heather Monthie. Have a great week.